conference that I had another surgery this fall, but it was a quick recovery. It took like 2 or 3 months. I'm back on the field running, field and hitting, 100%, no problems.
So do you thought I'd be at first base this year?
That's the plan, and that's what the coaches have talked to me about. In their opinion, they want me on the field because I think that I offer something, being older, just like my freshman year, having Evan White at first base, just having some experience on the team, out on the field, and not just in the dugout is really important. So, obviously, it's going to depend on how I play, but that's where we're hoping I end up.
How was your experience during the past summer going out with Brewster out in the Cape?
I'll tell you what, the Cape is one of the coolest experiences that I've ever gone through in my whole life. Spending time out in just a beautiful, beautiful area and playing against some of the best talent in the world, amateur, was honestly amazing and an experience I'll never forget.
You guys do well against Chatham?
Oh, I can't remember all the games that we played. We play a lot of games, but I think they did beat us more than we beat them. Because we play everybody like at least 3 or 4 times.
What have you done to kind of get used to being back in the field again? Have you increased any certain kind of workout or off-season?
Honestly, not really. So ever since my freshman year, that's where I trained and practiced. It's always been first base. So the only thing different this year is that during the games, I'll actually be out on the field. So when it comes down to training for it, the only way that you can train for the game is pretty much through scrimmaging. And I've scrimmaged every game this year. So. Yeah.
Feel pretty comfortable from the fall?
Yeah, it's starting to feel a lot more like I'm not really thinking too much while I'm out there. When in the summer I was playing some games, felt a little uncomfortable just because it's been a while, but I'm getting to the point where I don't even think about it anymore. I just run out there and play.
Obviously, it's no secret that the top year last year for the team. What have you kind of seen through the fall that gives you some hope that maybe this year maybe better?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is just pure experience. You look back at some of our most successful seasons since I've been here. It's been dudes that, number one, are great friends and love each other, and number two, have SEC experience. And I mean, this year we have a lineup that if it works out, we could throw out somebody at each position that has SEC at bats. Where last year, I think, really just Ryan Shin and myself had maybe like 30 combined games total in the SEC going into it. So experience alone is just honestly amazing when it comes to SEC baseball.
What's it like in the locker room this year after losing somebody like Zach to the draft?
From the pitching staff, it's a chip on their shoulder because, I mean, looking back, like just media, other teams, like that, Zach was always the main focus last year. So all the pitchers this year have like this like cool chip on their shoulder where they're like, we're next. Like this is us. This is our year. They're like trying to at least fill in that spot and then make it their own season.
What have you seen from some of the new guys so far? Coach talked a little bit about Rhodes and these guys that could step in and really help you guys.
Honestly, just a lot of grit. The guys that we're bringing in are guys that are going to play extremely hard and want to win just purely more than the other team. That's another thing amazing about this team this year. We have a full group of guys that are solely committed to winning. There's definitely going to be some guys this year. We're extremely deep. That might deserve to play, that aren't going to be in the lineup because there's only 9 spots. But everybody's kind of buying into their position. Everybody's bought into just winning. That's the main focus. Same here with me. Like if it ends up like I'm not playing well and I need to go back to coaching first base, if that helps us win, then I'm completely down to do it.
You've had a heck of a journey.
Tam's going to be in left field, it looks like, and probably Braden in right, who's remarkably fast. People don't know that about him, and of course you've got a lot of speed. You might have the fastest outfield in the conference.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got the fastest team in the conference in our eyes. So we got a lot of speed, and we got a lot of weapons. So we'll be very versatile, and there's a lot of things that we can do.
And finally, for me, hitting SEC pitching is a heck of a challenge. I know you struggle at times with that. Why are you better equipped now?
Experience. Coming in here that first year, it was some things that I was ready for and some things that I wasn't ready for. Guys are a lot more advanced than this level, but coming back this year and kind of knowing what to expect, talking to my coaches and just being ready for that, I think I'll be all right.
Coach was talking about a lot of one-run losses last year and some of the close games you guys were in. He was saying that he used the analogy of like it's tying his son's shoe. He was so close so many times, but he couldn't get the job done. With that being said, going through the rigors of the season, what was it? What were some of the downfalls and positives that you guys had from last year?
Well, we just got to finish. Like you said, there were some close games that we had, but we fell short. It's nothing to do with our talent. We have the talent right there, but it's just the mindset. Just finishing the game, practicing what we've been taught and just taking it all the way.
And how is the senior class this year hoping to shift that mindset and get you guys to the point where you do win those close games?
Right. You know, the mindset's already there. We got 6 seniors this year. You know, we're mature about it. We've been there before. You know, just lean into them little dudes, you know, the freshmen, the sophomores, and the juniors. But, you know, everybody, we get along, so we got a good team chemistry, so it's not really hard to feel like we got to do a lot. But, you know, if they need information, we're always there, and I think we'll be good this year.
Coach Minge always challenges each one of you guys to take one thing during the off season and work at it and get better at it. Was there one particular thing that you were thinking of this particular year that you were working on in your game?
Right. You know, there was a couple things, honestly. Consistency and discipline at the plate. I think there were some things that, you know, I struggled with, and then which I couldn't help my team in. So, you know, just working on those. It's really a mind game. It's more mental than physical. So just trying to figure those things out to help my team.
For us old guys who have been around, the name Shelby still packs a wallop. I'm sure you get asked that a lot, but do you use that as kind of an inspiration for yourself, or is that something you want to just kind of shy away from?
You know, it's definitely not something I'm trying to shy away from. I had, I'm fortunate to be, you know, one of the youngest of my 2 older brothers. You know, they paved the way for themselves and they made a name for themselves. So to follow in their footsteps, you know, I'm extremely blessed.
Kentucky Proud Ballpark, what was it like playing there year one? How is it different from some of the opposing SEC venues? And is it a difficult place to field?
You know, we got a great surface. It's not a difficult place to field. It's just pretty big. You know, once you hit it in the gaps, being in the outfield, it's almost surely a double or a triple. So just trying to get to the ball, making efficient routes, and you know, we're kind of used to the field, but it's better for us because we got 36 home games. So the teams coming in, they might not be as ready for it as we are.
Coach mentioned earlier to us that you're much more comfortable going into this season. What does that entail for you, from your point of view?
Just experience. Last year we didn't have a lot of experience, you know, but being this year, coming 6 seniors back, and then having the mindset, you know, we went through a lot last year, and I think you learned a lot from failure. So just coming back here this year and then knowing what we know now, I think it'll help us a lot.
And how do you guys prepare?
Change up and slider.
Okay.
Coach Roselle's helped me out a lot. I've definitely been able to understand myself and understand how it works best for me, and we kind of went from the ground up, simplified some mechanic stuff, simplified a lot of stuff, and because of that, it's really helped with the 3 pitches. And whenever it came to scrimmages this fall, we weren't looking so much for, you know, the performance side. We really focused on working on that, even if it was maybe the unusual situation to where I would throw it. Just, you know, you gotta throw it to get better at it, and it definitely helped a lot. So.
Are you seeing movement in both?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And, back in the scrimmages in the fall, I got to throw those for a strike or as a usable pitch to, you know, let the fastball play off it, which has always been kind of my deal. So that was really important for me, and that was a big part of me coming back after the draft. I mean, it's obviously no hidden secret. Every team knows it that I was pretty much just a fastball guy, so that was a big part of coming back from the draft stuff as well. Was getting those 2 more pitches or even just one really good pitch, and Coach Roselle's helped me a lot, so the plan's working really well.
Seems like we're seeing a lot more change-ups in the SEC. Is that because hitters are just getting so much better hitting those 90 whatever mile-an-hour fastballs from everybody?
So, I don't know. There's guys that can throw hard changeups now, and there's guys that if you can get those velos kind of matching up with just some movement to play off a fastball like that, it can definitely be beneficial for some guys. And with my arm slot and with my fastball, the changeup can hopefully do the same for me. So I'm looking forward to it this season.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
What does it mean to you that you played with Jaren for so long?
That means the world. It's actually been really cool. I don't know if I'd say this correctly or not, but I think we might have been 4 years old together playing T-ball. And we played all T-ball together. We were in the same league through rookie ball, you know, just little league as a whole. And then we both went our separate ways throughout high school. We're still playing against each other in high school, but I was at Catholic, he was at Tate's Creek, and he went JUCO, I went to Kentucky, and actually our first year in collegiate ball, we actually met up together playing in the same collegiate league, so that was really cool. And then obviously we met back here after he came here from JUCO, so that was a really cool kind of deal to say that we've been playing baseball together all this time, and we always joke around with each other that maybe hopefully the draft would work out to where both of us might be able to share that opportunity again, even that farther.
How would you say you've grown as teammates together?
What was that?
How would you say you've grown as teammates together?
It just makes that closer knit, especially the biggest thing with baseball is a lot of people always say that just whether or not that team has a lot of really good personally players, if that team's really close and you got a guy like Jaren and I were really close, that kind of stuff goes a long way when it comes to baseball.
When did you start being friends? At the beginning?
The guys just got to be open to learning. I mean, obviously for me personally as a pitcher, we got Coach Rozo in, which obviously change is never bad. Coach Rozo, he's personally helped me a lot, and he's helped the guys a lot, even when it's just one of those things you got to be open into learning, and you got to be tough and just got to keep moving forward. But I've really enjoyed it. I'm happy Coach Rozo's here. Coach Coggin's been great for all the guys, but even when I'm sitting here playing catch with a lot of the younger guys, and me, I'm the oldest guy on the staff, but when I'm playing catch with freshmen or even guys from last year, I'm sitting there, and you play catch with different guys all the time, but when I sit there and play catch, and I'm like, wow, this guy's gotten a lot better. And it's really cool to watch, see guys grow even from last year to this year, or simply from a month ago to now. It's really cool to watch guys grow.
Coach Minch said on the radio a couple of weeks ago, he said, we're going to piece this, at least right now, piece the pitching staff together to get us to the bullpen, what have you. What does the bullpen look like? Is that where you think you're best at, is coming off the bench and closing this thing down there?
So Coach Rozelle and I have talked about kind of what would be the best thing for me, and whenever it comes to that, and I've told him the same deal, that he sees it with me is just whatever gives us in the best position to win, whether it's coming into the 5th, 6th inning or closing the 9th. And I know that was kind of my deal last year, but we talked about it, and my big thing my sophomore year was coming in with like runners, taking inherited runners. That was kind of always my deal, and I loved that. I always liked when it was tough. That's when I felt like I always played my best. And so when we talked about it, we were just like, you could come in the 5th, 6th, and if it's that kind of situation, we feel like that's the best thing for you because that's when we need you. Or if it comes around to the 9th inning and we need you to shut the door, then that's what we'll use you for. And a lot of the freshmen will have to step up, and I know they will, because I think they got a bright future ahead of them, and we got other guys that I think got their feet underneath them last year, getting some experience, and I think this year, especially after summer ball, they're ready to go because they're looking really good. Absolutely.